Leslie, so let's be super practical and do a just case example here, right? Let's say I'm 55, female, had my annual mammogram, report comes out, no cancer. I'm fortunate enough that I read my full report and I read extremely dense. So category D, there's a recommendation for quote unquote additional screening. I go back to my PCP and my PCP says, nah, no family history of cancer, not necessary. What do I do? What do I ask for?
Push back. I would say, well, what additional screening, if you had additional screening, what would it be? Or you could say, I would like a breast MRI, please. I want you to prescribe it for me. Or any of the other things that are becoming a little bit more prominent in our world with additional screening. But right now, the most used one, the one that most people rely on, the one that is, out there as much as availability will
Yes.
allow
Yes.
is a breast MRI. And so if I were extremely dense,
Yes.
knowing what I know now,
Yes.
I would ask for a breast MRI.
Okay. So let's say I ask for the breast MRI. The PCP says, you know what? Sure. No harm, no foul. I'll put in the order. The order placed. Now I go back to the clinic and at that appointment, the clinic is like, well, it's going to cost you insert number of dollars. Let's say it's, I don't know, I'm making up a number, $800.
Could be anywhere from 800 to 1200, depending upon your copay. I wish I had the perfect answer for that, but it also depends on your state. So there are a lot of different state laws. So, and every single one of them is just to complicate things. Every single one of the laws is pretty much different. And it depends, right? So I'll just use Illinois as an example. So
Sure.
we have a pretty good law um, that MRI and ultrasound, and now starting in 2026, molecular breast imaging should be covered for women with dense breasts and other high risk things. But really, it just covers the private insurance people. So if if you're a big company like Google or many of them, they're all self insured. They don't
Yes.
have to follow that law. They might, they could, but they don't have to. And of course, Medicare and Medicaid and TRICARE are not covered under those laws. So that's why it's so important for something like the Find It Early Act,
Mm,
which has been around for a couple years now. We're advocating for it like mad. There are coalitions. I mean, I do think we'll get the job done probably in 2 or 3 years, but that's why that's so important. But it covers at no cost sharing all payers.
yes.
So that's when I think that's going to be the turning point for us. And so that's why it's so important. But right now, it's probably a fight. So in Illinois, if you are one of the people that should be covered, you're probably still going to have to fight for it because I mean, they're not going to pay for it unless they think they have to. So you've got to push back. And sometimes people have decided, well, I'll just pay for it myself. Or they go ahead and they get it and they have to pay for it. Or the insurance company finally says, okay, I'll pay for it. It's a one-off. I wish I had a better answer, but right now I really don't. So that's when it's up to us. That's why we have to be in power.
Yes.
It's not gonna happen for us.
So just so that I summarize this appropriately, correct me if I'm getting this wrong. There are two sides of advocacy here, right? Individual advocacy. I'm not talking like political.
Yes.
Advocate with the clinician to place the order. Then there's advocate to make sure that you get appropriate financial coverage based on who you are, what your insurance is, what state you live in, complexity galore. But you kind of have to fight two fights to even get the screening that is appropriate for your dense tissue. Yes.
That part is getting a little better. And then the insurance coverage is getting a little bit better too, depending on these states. But, like we're inching along. So like we're here, or say we used to be here. I have to use my hands. And everybody getting it is here. We're doing this. We should just do that. But we're not. We're taking baby steps toward the end goal.
I get it.
And every year, every month, it gets a little bit better, but it's actually insane that it should take this long and be this hard.